Hello everybody, this is Kiran and today we are going to learn about decision table testing techniques. Now we already have seen what is equivalence partitioning and boundary value analysis. It is the time to learn few more testing techniques, which is decision table testing. It is a tabular representation and it is a mapping between the inputs and the test conditions. Now everywhere equivalence partitioning and boundary value analysis will not be helpful, especially where the system behaves differently for different inputs or range of inputs. So in those cases we need to have decision table testing. For understanding decision table testing, we need to understand what logical operators are. So we know that there are majorly three logical operators: and, or, and not. So we'll apply that and we'll see how the system behaves. So let's create a decision table for any login scenario. So if you can see on my screen, there is a screen which is having email address, password and login button. Now we all know that it will be possible to log in successfully only when the email address and password both are correct. So here the AND gate applies, and logical operator comes into picture, and it will be true only when both email and passwords are true. So we'll create a table, decision table, which will have inputs and we'll have conditions. So there are conditions which is username, password, and we'll have an output based on the conditions which we are applying. Now let's say there are different rules which will be applicable. So first condition is where both email address and password are false. So ultimately the result will be error. Rule 2 is about having one input as true and the other input as false. So the logic gate and logic gate says that if one is also false, the output will be false. So again the output is an error. Rule number 3, first input is false, second input is true. Again the AND gate says that the output will be an error. So it's error. Rule number 4 says that if yes, both the inputs are true, then the output will be true. So here we have actually home screen will be displayed. So here we have written the short form of T is correct username, that is true, correct username or password. False is wrong username, that is false. F is wrong username or password. E is error message which is displayed, and H is the home screen. So you have conditions, you have rules, and you have output. So that's how you have created a decision table for the number of inputs. So you can see here, so that's how you're covering all the permutation and combination of the inputs possible. Because if you miss something, you will not be able to complete the testing. So that's where decision table helps. You don't, you create a table so that none of the combinations are missed by you. Now we'll take another example of a screen which is allowing us to upload something onto Gmail, email ID, or maybe some page where you have to upload your CV or something. Now there are 3 conditions to it. Okay, let's say you can only upload .jpg files, no png files are allowed here. Okay, so only .jpg files are allowed. Second condition is the file size should be less than 32 KB. So here an AND operator is applicable between these 2 conditions, and the third condition also, which the resolution should be 137 into 177. Now these 3 conditions, when are met properly, only then it will allow you to upload the document. Let's say the condition, one of the condition fails, then your output will be fail. So how we create the decision table for that? So we have 3 conditions, which is format, one is .jpg, any format, size of the file which you are uploading, and the resolution. So these are the conditions. So there will be cases and then outputs. Okay, so you know AND operator will be applicable, and only it will throw you a true result when all the 3 are true. Any one is not meeting the criteria, all other result sets will be false. So basically if you are having 3 inputs, so you are getting 2 to the power 3, which is 8 combinations. In the previous it was 2 to the power of 2 because 2 inputs, which was 4 combinations. So that's how the combinations are created. But anyways, here you can see this is .jpg correct, that is less than 32 KB correct, and the resolution is also perfectly fine. So your photo is uploaded. But all other cases wherein any of the conditions which was not met, let's say case number 2, this is correct, but this is not correct, let's say the resolution wasn't exactly the same, then you'll get the error message that the resolution is a mismatch. Case 3 where 2 conditions are correct, that is 1 and 3, but the second condition is wrong, false, so you'll get an error message relevant to the second condition, which is error message size mismatched. Fourth case wherein the first is true, the second is false, and the last is also false. So there are 2 false inputs now, but still the result will be false, that you have mismatch of both size and resolution. Fifth, we don't have a JPEG, we don't have the correct size, only the resolution is correct. So we'll get an error message corresponding to the wrong format and size, right? Similarly, we do all the combinations and we make sure that it is allowing us to upload only when all the 3 conditions are true. In all other cases, either one condition is false or 2 conditions are false, or all the conditions are false here, like the last one, not JPG, greater than 32 KB, and the resolution is also not required, the one which is required. So all the 3 are false, so anyways you'll get a false result set. So that's how decision table help you, that you don't miss out on any of the combination, you do testing using all the combination, and which is also making your understanding clear, and the requirement is also maintained properly using the decision table testing. So what are the disadvantages and advantages of decision table? Okay, let's discuss the disadvantages first. So basically, if there is a lot of input, if the input increases, then it becomes very complex to maintain the table and do the testing. But there are many advantages, that if the system is not behaving similar in the system behavior is different in different inputs, right? There are different inputs and the system is behaving differently. So you cannot use equivalence partitioning and boundary value analysis as we used to do. Like one input was behaving in one manner, then all the other data sets in a particular partition was behaving in the same manner in equivalence partitioning. But here what is happening, every input is giving you different result sets. So you cannot apply those 2 techniques here. So you have to apply something different, which is decision table testing in such cases. Also, it is very simple to implement, and so people can easily apply this and make sure that the test coverage is complete, it's 100%. So the table will help to make effective combinations and ensure that the coverage of the testing is better. Of course, I told the same thing, these 2 are related. And the last pointer about how the advantage is that any complex business conditions can easily be solved using the decision table. So if you're not able to think that have I done the complete testing, is my testing complete? So using such tabular format makes it easier. It makes sure that all the requirements are tested, and it also makes sure that we have not left any test cases, and all the inputs and combinations have been tested well. So today we learned about another testing technique, which is decision table. This is different from equivalence partitioning and boundary value analysis. So here we represent our data in tabular format, so that we know the inputs, we know the conditions, and we know so that we know what the output will be. And we make sure that all the combinations are applied, so that none of the combination is left, and that there is 100% test coverage. And we took 2 examples, one of login page and one of upload screen, and we saw that how we choose the inputs, how we take the conditions, apply them, and we get the results accordingly. And we make sure that none of the combination testing is left, and that's how we apply these techniques in our test case designing and also test execution. So that's all from my side today. We'll meet in the next session and learn more on testing. Thank you, everyone.